You just hit play on 10-Minute Tech Talks, business insights and growth hacks for the time-crunched entrepreneur. What if the key to better leadership, sharper decisions, and next-level strategy was sitting on a chessboard? I'm Jonathan Kersting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and TechVibe Radio, and today we're diving into a conversation that every founder, innovator, and builder really needs to listen to. We are featuring a powerful slice of my TechVibe Radio interview with Ashley Lynn Priore, the force behind Queen's Gambit and Queenside Ventures. She launched her first nonprofit at just 14 years old, and today she's empowering thousands of kids each year, guiding CEOs, and working with NFL players looking to think 3 moves ahead. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how Ashley turns chess into a real-world strategy framework, why inclusive leadership matters, and how bold thinking like cold emailing NFL teams can unlock huge opportunities. Plus, my TechVibe co-host, Audrey Russo of the Pittsburgh Tech Council, joins us on the conversation. So let's jump into it right now.
So I did competitive chess for about 10 years. And the thing with the competitive chess space is that if you want to be a competitive chess player, you're going to have to train like any other sport. And I made the decision to say, you know what, I want to teach. I don't want to necessarily do the whole competition scene. And I had so many different interests. So I said, you know what, I'm going to park the competitive side and I'm going to go into teaching and coaching.
Very cool.
So I started to teach at the local library. That was the first class I taught. And, the library was so great because they were like, you know what, you're early in high school. At that point, I think it was like 8th grade. And they were like, if you want to come and teach a class.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure.
Whoa.
Why not? Right? So I did that. And one thing I noticed early on was that very male-dominated space.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
But also, parents were a little bit curious as to why they should have their daughters learn chess.
Whoa. So
you have the story of how I'm teaching a class, and there's mom and dad, and there's a son and daughter. Son comes in. I'm so excited to learn chess. I'm really good at it, all these things. And then the daughter was like, yeah, I want to learn too. And the mom's, I don't think this will be much of interest to you.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking when I hear stories like that.
I know.
And it just happens all the time, right? It's just,
all the time. So it was that I was going into this space and, you know what, we need to have a place where not only young women learn how to play chess, but it's also what chess teaches you, because the kids I was working with.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And how long ago did you start this up then? How long ago was that?
So first started teaching early 2010s, and Queen's Gambit started in 2014.
Wow.
Right?
And you were how old?
14.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Right?
Yeah, what were you doing when you were 14?
Well, let me tell you what I was doing when I was 14.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
Oh, you were coding.
I was
coding.
Yes.
I forgot.
Coding.
Well.
Never mind.
Right.
We know you
not. Of course not. But I think the young thing is important, right? Because when I went
100%.
into this space, chess is not only very male-dominated, but it's also, when you think of a chess club, what do you think of?
Males. Nerdy
Men,
male guys.
yeah, smoking, right?
Yeah.
In a small room, and they're
Or
playing chess.
outside. I was raised in New York. Everyone was outside.
Yeah,
It was mostly
the
men,
outdoor
right, too,
chicks.
right?
Yeah, the men were sitting in the park.
Sitting in the park. And it was intimidating, right?
Not accessible.
It's not accessible. Or they're like, oh, come on, I can beat you, right? I can come on, play, and I'll beat you. And they had a lot of confidence, and that's great. And that's, of course, going into chess culture. I think it's so popular. So many people loved it. But at the same time, why couldn't we have an organization that was empowering young people?
Wow. And so 2,000 kids. Is that a year?
Do you ever track these kids?
Oh, yeah. So many of the kids that we work with go on to be our instructors, because we have an interesting model where it's not just adults teaching chess. It's the kids that I've had so many chess students that have gone on to actually go in to teach the classes that we're leading.
I just think about how much chess can change a child's life. Any human's life. I think at any point in your life you could pick this up. But I think about when you're really young and you can get some of those skills to be thinking ahead, looking many moves ahead, realizing consequences to certain moves. I just think that can make such a difference in someone's life.
It really can.
Yeah.
It really can. So it wouldn't be a podcast if I don't mention Tom Brady. So I'm a huge football fan, and
Yes.
Tom Brady is the GOAT, okay?
Right.
Yes, he's the GOAT,
That's
right?
good.
So
Yeah. I will not argue
Steelers
with you on
fan
that.
too,
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But he had a big impact on my life, right? So she said, why don't you think about teaching NFL players how to play chess.
Really?
So that was Audrey's idea, okay? I give her that. That was Audrey's idea.
Nice.
And she
Audrey,
said
look
to
at
me-
this. My good. It's like you have a little protege going on.
I know.
here,
She
kinda.
said-
What the heck?
She mentors me too.
I love it. That's it's back and forth. That's how it is. Yeah.
But she said that, right? And so then I was like, yeah. So the first thing I did was I said, okay, think back to when I was 14 and I was reaching out to Pittsburgh leaders. What should I do? So I reached out to tons of NFL teams and I was like, what if we bring chess in? And the first team, and this is kind of ironic, it
Okay.
was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
When Brady was playing for the
So
Buccaneers?
he had just retired.
Oh.
I slightly missed him, but they still had his big statue thing. I was all excited.
You're
right?
all good
But
for that. Okay.
I reached out and I think they were like, you know what? We have guys that love chess here. Why don't you come in and do a session? And it sort of took off from there. So that's when Queenside started, which I always
Okay.
tell people the big difference. Queen's Gambit, think youth empowerment, think grades K through 12,
Okay.
think how are we empowering the next generation of leaders through critical thinking skills. Queenside is, let's take it to the next level, because adults still need critical thinking.
I love that.
skills too.
Very cool.
So how do you do strategic clarity through chess, but with sports teams, CEOs? Chess is very much people say it's a mirror for life, right? But what I view it as, the chessboard can open up so many possibilities for people. And it doesn't even have to be amazing at chess. That's not it. It's if you have an NFL player that's really struggling, or they're like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'm like getting up there and I'm not having the same scores as I used to have. When they sit down on a chessboard, they're like, wow, I can do this.
They can draw the parallels. Tell us how do you work with people? Is this group classes, one-on-one?
Yeah,
How
well,
does this work?
It's so interesting, too, because I'd have so many people say, like, on their website, right, they would have, like, chess pictures, right? Or then we're all about strategy. And then I'm like, it's time for chess players, I think, to sort of take that back. Because when you ask somebody, like, when they're like, oh, I'm playing chess, not checkers, I'd be like, well, what does that mean to you? And they couldn't answer it, right? They're like, well, it's all in the strategy. And I'd be like, well, let's dig a little bit deeper in here. What does that mean,
strategy?
right?
You know, the strategy that I have right now.
Right, because it could be anything, right? What I love about Queenside is that, yes, any adult can learn how to play chess, and I love that, and I encourage it. But there's so many ways you can learn chess now. I mean, there's so many apps that you can download. There's ways that you can get into it. But how this is different is that it's really understanding what that leader is going through, or what we call their personal chessboard, right? So one of the first activities we do is I say, well, what piece do you think you are, right? Based on little knowledge you have of chess. And of course, without fail, they always say the king. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, it's interesting because sometimes they realize that they might be a pawn or a knight and they want to elevate into something else. Or they're like, who are my pawns? Who are my bishops and knights? Or maybe this staff member is a queen and I need to understand how to get them or elevate them into another role, right? So chess is very much the entryway, I think, into getting into deeper topics. So we start off truly just like we do when we're going into a field, right? We're working with NFL players to when we're working with CEOs. It's very much you learn the basics of chess, right? It takes 10 minutes to go through 6 pieces. There's only 6 pieces.
I can never remember them all.
I know, but that's what's so great is that they have the piece of paper on the side of them, and they're like, okay, I can
You can refer.
I
Yeah,
can refer,
exactly.
right? I always hated when
This
I
one
have
goes this way. This one goes this
yes,
way.
yes. When I have chess teachers be like, okay, you have to memorize all these things. I'm like, everyone has so many things going on in their mind. Give them a piece of paper. I just want them to understand that it's how they're thinking about things. It's
Love
the
it.
thought process.
I love it. So
behind
you're making this very approachable then.
Right. So go in, learn the basics of chess, and then we take it a step further. And it's all about the type of level of engagement, how deep they want to get into it.
I'm telling you, Simpsons chess is going to be busted out so I can learn. But I mean, how long is an engagement then for something like this? I mean, this is something I feel like this isn't like you come in for an hour and then you're done. Maybe I
Right.
think this is a multi visit.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So typically we go into a group and we're working with them. First we get an hour. Some groups say, I have 30 minutes where you can present to my team why they should learn chess. I'm like, that's okay, right? So I go in and I really pitch it to them. And most times people are interested and they say, okay, what can I do next? Typically it's one-on-one sessions with me, or we do a couple other engagement sessions, right? It's all about the level that they want to be engaged with. But I think something that's important here too is that, because chess, yes, it can be daunting at first, but it is 6 pieces. But there's chess in everything, right? Chess is everywhere, right? And I hear leaders saying automatically, they're like, oh, I should have been thinking this way, or I should have moved my piece here maybe instead. Like they're already making chess connections. So it's not that they're being like a grandmaster level.
Yeah, but you're just making these things that are making you better at life. That was Ashley Lynn Priore, and what a masterclass in strategic thinking. Whether she's empowering kids through Queen's Gambit or helping leaders find clarity through Queenside Ventures, Ashley reminds us that every move matters and every decision has a ripple effect. If this gave you something to think about, make sure to check out the full TechVibe interview and explore Ashley's work. And if you're enjoying these quick hits of insight, don't forget to subscribe, share, and keep the momentum rolling. Until the next time, keep thinking ahead and keep on building, everybody.